All right, so today we're going really deep on this one. Um, we're going to be looking at the story of Google
Mhm.
and how they became Alphabet.
Right.
Yeah, and everyone knows Google, but we're going to try to figure out just what were their key innovations and how did AI shape their whole journey.
Mhm.
And lucky for us, we've got this source here that gives a really great overview. So
Yeah.
I think we should just jump right into it.
Okay, let's go.
So I mean, even from the very beginning, Google just completely changed how everyone used the internet.
Oh, yeah, it's, like back in the day before Google, finding stuff online was like it was a huge pain.
Oh yeah,
You're clicking through like directories and just hoping you find the right thing, and then
it is too bad.
Google comes along with this idea, how connected and relevant web pages should determine where it shows up in your search results. And
Right.
like that was just so much better.
Yeah, they really solved a huge problem for anyone who was trying to use the internet.
Right, and for everyone because back then the internet was growing so fast
Yeah, absolutely,
and it was only going to get bigger.
exactly. And then from that pretty focused beginning, we saw this really big shift when they became Alphabet.
Yeah.
Can you explain that a little bit? Like, what was the thinking behind that?
Well, I think they were looking at the bigger picture, like how can we do even more? And
Right.
so they restructured everything and created Alphabet, and it let them, keep their core business of search and advertising under Google.
Mm-hmm.
But then it also gave them all this space for other projects like Waymo, which is their self-driving car company.
Oh yeah.
And then there's Verily, which is focused on life sciences and stuff.
So it's really diverse.
Yeah. And they were able to give all those projects like more freedom and dedicated resources. And
Really?
it showed everyone that they weren't just a search company anymore. They were ready to do all sorts of innovative things.
Yeah, they really wanted to push the boundaries. That's
Mm.
so cool. So I guess that leads us to some of their innovations that, went beyond just search.
Mm.
What are some of the ones that you think were really key to their growth and that impacted us directly?
Well, I think one of the biggest ones has to be Android.
Okay.
I mean, back before Android, the mobile phone market was just all over the place. It was
Yeah.
so fragmented.
Yeah, definitely.
But then Android comes along and it's open source, so anyone can use it.
Oh, right.
And suddenly, phone manufacturers could make these really powerful phones that were also affordable
Yeah.
and that put like smartphones into the hands of billions of people.
That's wild.
And it completely changed how we communicate and how we get information when we're on the move.
Yeah.
And then there's Google Cloud Platform.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's been huge for businesses, like
Okay.
so many businesses rely on it to operate online and to scale up their operations.
So both of those are things that we use every day, pretty much.
Yeah, for sure.
But now let's talk about AI.
Okay.
How has AI become such a big part of Google and Alphabet's strategy?
I think you can really see how their approach to technology has evolved over time.
Yeah.
Like in the early days, AI was more of a supporting role. It was used to refine search results and to improve features in their products.
Right.
But now AI is at the center of almost everything they do.
Wow.
Yeah, think about Google Assistant. Like that relies on natural language processing, which is a huge area of AI.
Yeah.
And then they have those large language models, which are pretty mind-blowing.
Right.
So AI isn't just like a feature anymore. It's like the foundation for all their innovation.
That's a huge change.
It really is. And it affects everything they do, from research to developing new products and services across all their companies.
Across all of Alphabet.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's gone from being a component inside their products to being the core technology that drives everything.
Exactly.
It's huge.
And if you think about it, like their original goal was to organize information.
Right.
And now AI is like the next step in that journey.
Okay.
It's not just about finding information. It's about understanding it, interpreting it, and even creating it in new ways.
So they've really come a long way.
Yeah, they started by solving a really fundamental problem with search, and then that success led to them diversifying into all these different areas with Alphabet.
Mm.
And now AI is shaping their future.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it really shows how they've been able to constantly innovate and adapt to new technology.
Absolutely. So given all that, this history of ambitious projects and just how powerful AI is becoming,
Yeah.
what do you think, what kind of groundbreaking innovations or fundamental shifts do you think we might see from Alphabet in the next few years?
Mm.
It's a big question, but it's definitely something to think about.
Yeah, it's exciting to see what they'll come up with next.
Well, thanks for exploring this with us today.
You're welcome. It's fun.
Yeah, this was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everyone. Until next time.
See you later.